All right, what's up, guys? This is the last podcast episode of 2023, and we're just going to do a quick little recap on some questions and answers from Instagram and a few from YouTube. So we're just going to get right into it. Will, how was Christmas?
It was great. I'm back here in DC, been playing a lot of pickleball, but I don't know, I've been running around just feeling like a chicken with my head cut off. Been playing so much, meeting everybody, seeing my cousins, seeing my family. I got a few funny stories to tell you, which we'll get into in a bit.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to be playing, or by the time you're listening to this, I may have already played in like a last minute singles open money ball type of tournament. So we'll see how that goes. You know, I don't know. I got to work off all that, you know, the Christmas food. Yeah.
I think most of us probably do have to work off the Christmas food a little bit. That's good you've been getting to play, because this last week I had the opposite problem. This last week was I actually almost went an entire week without playing pickleball, and I didn't realize it till the end of the week. Like, I finished all my work, and then my brother was like, "Hey, we should hit this weekend," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, I haven't played this whole week. I was like, what's wrong with me? I was like, that's messed up.
I didn't think you could get worse than your current rating, but maybe it has. Let's see what you're like when you come back from Hawaii and your month-long hiatus.
Oh, no, don't worry. It'll be a lot of drilling while I'm on my break. That's actually one of the things I'm most excited for, is to actually play pickleball and like not test a paddle. Like, just, yeah. My goal is to drill probably 3 times a week, if not a little more.
Who are you going to drill with out there? Are you going to hit a Mr. Kevin Wong?
I got a couple people to drill with, but I haven't like finalized my list yet. I've got a couple people that I'm probably going to shoot a text to. I'll probably just like rotate through everyone. But nothing's set in stone yet. But yeah, it's funny, like, dude, at the end of this year, like, all I've got left is this Paddle Awards video, and I'm like, oh man, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Yes. I'm like, I'm almost there. It's almost break time. Like,
can't wait to see it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. But all right, one thing we got to talk about before we get into the Q&A. Yeah. If you guys have not watched this yet, there's about to be a ton of spoilers. So you can pause the video right now and skip to the Q&A timestamp if you don't want to hear the rest of this. But Bread and Butter made a Paddle Nerd of the Year award video, and this is probably funny because I was in it. I don't know how funny it is to everyone else, but
it'll be
this
funny.
Video was hilarious.
If you like paddles, you'll definitely love this video. And even if you don't like paddles, if you're listening to this pod, you'll probably like this video just because, yeah, Chris, you and I are in it. There's just no way. I still think it's funny in it by itself. I showed some people who don't even really like play pickleball like that, and they think it's pretty funny.
What was your favorite like question or thing that you got ranked on? Because there was one very specific one that for me was hilarious.
I have to go back through it, but for some reason I found the Millennium Falcon just funny because they kept on saying millennials like in it, and because I'm a millennial, like I just found that absurdly funny. And then also like who's most likely to be a virgin, that was hilarious because I'm like, yo, Doug knows that some of these guys are married. He knows that, like, you know, Braden has kids, and so it's just like, why did you choose this category? But it does make it funny, and I'm just curious now, like some of these questions or some of these categories, he can't use it for the following year, I don't think, or maybe he can, but I don't know.
If they do it again, I feel like they would probably change them.
Yeah. So what about you? What was your favorite?
That one was specifically my favorite because I was like, okay, how are they going to make this funny? I'm married. Most of these guys are married. I was like, how is this going to work? And then he gets to mine and he's like,
oh yeah.
He gave me like a 7 or an 8. And he was like, yeah, Chris is married, but I've met his wife and she's really pretty. So I feel like she's probably holding out.
That was hilarious. And it's only funny to me because I know your wife. And that's what makes it even more funny because, you know.
Yeah. It's just so funny. Like, and I also was dying laughing.
Wait, what did Sarah think?
There was the one that was like,
Sarah
thought it was very funny.
Okay, she saw that. Yeah, bit?
Okay. Yeah, we were watching it together, and she thought that was pretty funny. And I did laugh too at the line that was like, or the one that was like, who was like the most likely to get their license after 20? And I was like, oh, please tell me he doesn't know. I was like, I don't think I've ever told anyone in pickleball this story, but I didn't get my license until after 20.
Oh, Seb, I didn't even know that. So, no wonder you're such a horrible driver.
It's funny,
I got it. You only have like 5 years.
Hey, whoa. I am the best driver in my family, I'll have you know.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, I only got my license when I met Sarah because I was like, well, I have to be able to drive now. I was like, this is really weird.
Up, take her on dates and stuff like that. So Sarah was the impetus for you to get your license.
Yep.
So, oh, wow. Okay, wow. That's pretty impressive. Sarah, wow. He really went all out for you. You know, he's like, dang, I got to.
That broke my budget conscious self because I wasn't driving that whole time because I didn't want to buy a car and then I didn't want to have to pay for gas and insurance because I knew I'd have to pay for it. So I was like, well, I don't really have anywhere to be. So I was like, if I just save money for like, well, I didn't have a set time, but like 4 years, like I'll be
so
set.
You're just what, at home, just, you know, playing video games, doing the Rubik's Cube, just so you really were a nerd.
Well, at that time, like anywhere that I had to go, my siblings or my mom was already going there. So it was like, well, why would I drive? I was like, I would go to the same places. Why drive 2 cars? So, but yeah, this whole video, dude, was like hilarious. And spoiler, I ended up winning. And this might be the best award I've ever won because you won this like wrestling belt.
Yes.
I want to wear it on the court. I feel like it'd be so funny. He messaged me today and said it's in the mail.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. You have to wear that on the court next time I see you. Like, and you got to come in there with like the WWE, style, just being real obnoxious. Just,
Maybe that's my key to beating you if I wear the belt.
Maybe. Yeah, because I won't be able to move because I'm just dying of laughter the whole entire time.
I will say, the whole time I'm watching this and I'm going, I don't know if I should be pumped that I'm winning or if I should be sad that I'm winning because it means all the things I got points off of. I was like, these are not things to be proud of. But I was like, I really want that belt.
No, man, you should be hella proud of this, dude. You're going to wear that with pride. Shoot.
It's so funny. Man. It's too bad we don't have one more pod. I would have wore it for the pod.
You can wear it for the next pod. Come in and say, hey, guys, I'm, 2023 champ, gotta, keep the throne, you know what I'm saying? But I told Doug, I said next time, Doug should actually invite all of us to his studio, and then we make it like a real award ceremony. He has a podium, and he has the cards, and we're all sitting there in our like tuxedos and whatnot, and we have to walk up there,
Dude, can you imagine all of our reactions hearing the answers live?
Oh yeah, no, it would be hilarious. And I told Doug, I was like, if you do this, like I'm down. I'm sure everybody else would be down. And then we can live stream it. Everybody can kind of tune in, and it would be hilarious.
That would be good.
Let's make it happen.
Oh man. Well, anyways, guys, if you haven't already checked it out, go check it out. It's on the Bread and Butter YouTube channel. One of the funniest videos I've seen. If you're a paddle nerd, you're probably gonna like it a lot. It's very funny.
Definitely.
All right. Q&A. I will kick us off with the first one here.
Yes.
Do you have any pickleball New Year's resolution for 2024, Will?
My pickleball New Year's resolution is to, I guess, medal in, it doesn't matter which division, 5-0. Medal something in 5-0.
Sure.
That's it for the most part. But I'm gonna be playing in the Oklahoma pro league, so I'm gonna have more shots at playing against people like Jenna and Mr. Chris Hayworth, and probably playing Kale, who plays pro as well in a more competitive setting. So I do want to get better, and I think part of that is just medaling in 5-0. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just gonna be. I've been writing down some of my just 2024, they're more so brand goals. But one of the things that I put in there was I want to play more pickleball or train more pickleball for myself than I did this last year. Because this year, I feel like I largely just focused on work and the content, and I want to be able to go out. It's not that I didn't have fun. I had plenty of fun this year, but I want to play pickleball where I feel like I'm improving for myself and not just cranking out content. Yeah. So I think if I can consistently do that and know when to put work aside and be like, okay, I'm just going to go drill to drill, and I'll get to this video when I get to it. That's my biggest thing. And I'd like to be able to consistently compete at like a 5-0 level by later in this year.
Nice.
And I think that's about it,
I didn't
really.
even think about it from like, I guess, the business and the brand perspective, but I think for me, it's just get everything a little bit more streamlined, kind of like you. My goal for like the tail end of 2023 was really just to be more, consistent, but like quantity, like pushing out more content, which I have done. And I think next year I want it to be like more, same amount of content, if not more, but more consistently, more regularly, and just so I'm not stressed out about it, scrambling for it, because I have scrambled a lot at the end of this year. But I did kind of reach my goal of just pushing out more content. I mean, between you, me, my own channel, and then stuff I did for Selkirk, I'm like, dang, this is the most content I think I pushed out ever. And
it's a lot.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, doing content for multiple channels is not easy. Doing it for yourself is already hard enough. Yeah. So doing it for 2 other channels is not easy.
Yeah. I think the word for what do you think the word for you for 2024 will be? I think mine is going to be, just for personally and for Pickleball, everything is going to be, I think the word's going to be collaboration. I got a lot of like projects and collaborations that I'm going to be kind of tackling, or that's going to be like kind of like the focus.
Yeah, I don't know what mine would be if I could sum it up in a single word. I think the biggest thing for me will probably be more so like avoiding burnout, or just like enjoying the process a little bit more and not stressing so much about like, oh, I need to have this paddle done, I need to have this one done. Like, I feel like that was my problem this year, was I always felt like I was behind and trying to catch up. And going into this year, I think I'm just going to be like, you just need to be a little bit more calm and like enjoy it more. You don't have to have every paddle on paddle release day. You don't have to review every single paddle. Like, focus on the stuff that makes it fun.
All right, cool. Well, on to the next question. What do you think might be the game changer for paddles in 2024?
Well, there's 2 that immediately come to my head, and that will be the carbon concept, and if the prototype 43 from 6.0, if that becomes a thing, that will also be a market changer.
Okay, I agree with you. I'm going to add one more, and I think...
Oh, Rhombus.
Yeah, Rhombus coming out with some...
With the Ripple.
Oh, with the Ripple. He's been working on that for a minute.
Yeah, he has been working on that. If that comes out, that will also be a big game changer.
Do you know anything else about that one specifically, or that you can share with us, or no?
Okay. No, I haven't heard updates on it in a while. I just know it's still being worked on.
Okay. I'm going to add one more thing to the list, and it's going to be Reload, the interchangeable faces.
Yes, duh.
I think that's going to be a huge game changer.
Yeah. Yep, agreed, agreed. I think those will all be... We got some stuff like coming quick that'll be exciting.
When you come back from Hawaii, yeah, exactly. It's all gonna be coming at once, and you're gonna be, oh my gosh, I need to get this out, I need to get that out, and you're gonna be stressed coming in February. And we're meeting up.
My goal that I just said is out the window. I'll be like, all right, I have 5 reviews I gotta get done.
And we're gonna be meeting up at the end of February. Don't forget that too.
Yes.
I'm very excited about that. We'll talk more about that off the show.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it, at least for now. I'm sure there will be more, but those are the ones I know of.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next one is, if you never discovered pickleball, what would we be doing right now? I actually thought this was a pretty good question.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. You can go first if you already have something in mind.
I thought about it a little bit, and it would be tough. Like, I feel like I would probably still be doing filmmaking, but right before pickleball, I was so burnt out and wanted to quit so badly that, like, I wonder if I had never found pickleball, if I'd still be doing it. Otherwise, if it wasn't filmmaking, I feel like it would be something tech related. Like, coding has always kind of interested me, or maybe just like some type of IT job. Something in that realm is kind of where I feel like I would have ended up if not for pickleball.
Dang, yeah, I'd probably still be doing some sort of photography, videography work as well, sprinkled with, I don't know, some other hobbies. I might still be, I don't know, playing tennis or some other racket or paddle sports. I don't know. I might have picked up some random hobby. I mean, I wouldn't say it's random, but some other things that have kind of piqued my interest that I've maybe done before but never fully committed to, like, I don't know, bouldering, rock climbing, like slacklining, maybe mountain biking.
Sure.
Like, something active, I would say. So yeah, I think that's probably what I would probably be doing. So yeah. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, that's fun.
All right, next up, who were your favorite pros to produce content with this year? Go ahead. I'm waiting for you.
You can. Oh, I thought you had something you were gonna say. It. That's funny. You know, it's funny when I saw this question. My first thought was immediately James, and then I was like, wait, that was last year, and I was like, shoot, and then I proceeded to not think about any other pros that I made content with this year. You did a lot more than I did. I mean,
I did Julian Arnold.
Yep.
And I actually think
Alex.
Yes, Alex. Wait, was that this year? That was this year, right? Was it?
Pretty sure it was this year.
Freaking can't remember. No, here's the thing.
It's been a long year.
I might have recorded that the previous year, but it came out this year, so I don't know.
Okay, fair.
Like, I don't know if that counts. So I think it would have to be. It'd have to be Zane. Like, it's always a good time. Yeah, chill and hang with Zane.
Zane is a lot of fun. Yep.
And then my last video, 2v1 against Mr. Ignatowicz, that was also recorded like last year as well, and it just came out just this year. But I mean, like I said, it's hard. Like it's like paddles come out, and I'm like, okay, I need to focus on these because it needs to be kind of more timely. And I was like, these pros for shows, they can kind of come out whenever, so they usually drop to like the bottom of the list. In 2024, though, I definitely know that I'm gonna get Judith Castillo on the Pros vs. Joes. You and I will be in one. We're probably gonna play doubles against Lauren Mercado and some other like pro, maybe Patrick Kaka or I don't know, somebody. There's gonna be some doubles happening for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Now, for me, I don't know. Honestly, I can't think of anyone any pro I did any collab with this year. I'm sure there is, and I'm completely blanking, but this year is just kind of a blur now. But yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next up, what is one tournament you have to go to every year? And I think for me, it would be U.S. Open or Nationals. I really liked U.S. Open last year. I thought it was a lot of fun. Really good amateur experience. Tons of courts. Like, it was just fun hanging out too. And then I want to say Nationals. Like, I feel like I'm going to go every year, but honestly, I think I enjoyed the U.S. Open more than I did Nationals this year.
Well, it's my first time going to Nationals and U.S. Open this year, so I can't say for sure. I have nothing else to base my experience off of, but I will say it was more fun going to U.S. Open as well. But I am excited to see potential and possible changes for Nationals like the following year and seeing like how it looks like.
Yeah.
Let me see. Was there anything else?
Hopefully it'll.
You know what?
I mean, you went to Beer City Open.
Beer City Open was really fun and really cool. I would love to go to Beer City Open. If that's one I can get in, I'd go to that one. And then also, if they host Seattle PPA again, not that the tournament was like that amazing or great, but I had a great time being in Seattle with some of my friends. Jeff came through, and it's always a good vibe when I head out to the Pacific Northwest. You should come to that one next year.
Yeah. All right. I'd be down.
Yeah.
All right, Will. Rate us this next one.
Who'd win in an arm wrestle between Chris and Will? Ooh.
I want to know what you think, because I think I would win.
I think you probably would too. No, like I think I'd give a pretty big fight, but you do got some weight on me, so
yeah.
I'm just more lean than you, but I feel like you do it. All those paddles you got to lift up from your doorstep, every single day. And also like your camera gear setup alone is like at least 10 times mine. So, and you're lifting and, curling that all the time. So I'd have to give that to you. I've seen like that, whatever.
I do think it'd be a good fight though. I don't think it would be like a blowout or anything, but I just feel like I would eke it out in the end. I feel like my height would help. Just like
no, you got to put me in a high chair, bro. What are you talking about?
Hey, there's no handicaps in this. They didn't mention any handicaps for this fight.
Don't give Doug any ideas.
Funny.
He's gonna set something up. This is gonna be like his next category for Battle Nerd of the Year next year or something. He's gonna make us all do an arm wrestling competition with our left hand.
That's funny.
You know.
True. That'd be funny. All right. Next one we got is favorite overgrips. Mine right now are the Lucky or Lukey ones. I really like those. The Supreme. It's like a little bit less tacky than Mega Tack, but it's like
softer,
more cushioned and kind of soft, and like it still feels really absorbent. It's like I've really, really liked using that. Turn to Mega Tack is still one that I would happily use. Like, I would choose between those two, but right now it's the
Lucky grips,
the Supreme Lucky ones.
Okay, for me it's the Ultimate Lucky ones, and then he has the dry one that I like. So shout outs to Mo from Lucky, and then I still like Yonex Super Grap, and I like Wilson Advantage for like sweat absorbing type of grips. So those are the ones that I would choose.
Solid. All right, best bags, pickleball bags of 2023.
The Selkirk Pro Tour bag, and then the Carbon Tour Pro bag. I think I have that name right. Did I have that name right?
Will, blink twice if there's a Selkirk employee in the room with a gun to your head right now.
I'm just kidding. No, there's not. It's just me, guys.
So I actually agree with the Carbon bag, but I actually don't like the 2.0 as much because the main compartment is just smaller. A little bit smaller. And it probably, if you're a normal pickleball player, I don't think it'd be a problem for you guys, but just with the sheer amount of paddles I have to carry, it was a noticeable storage decrease. So I went back to the 1.0, and that's been my favorite all year.
Yeah. I will say I agree with you on that, but that like detachable sling is super cool on the Carbon 2.0 bag. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think for us, because of what we do, we test out a lot of paddles. We need to stuff a lot of paddles into our bags. Like having a larger bag, we prioritize that. I think that if I wasn't testing out a bunch of paddles all the time, I would probably go with the Carbon 2.0 one. Just like the detachable sling is really cool. Because sometimes, like, you know, people are like, hey, Will, you just want to hit real quick or play this game. I don't need to bring if I don't need to bring everything, you know, just a water bottle and a sling, I'll just unzip that, toss it across my back, and then we're good to go. And then with the Selkirk Pro Tour bag, I think it's just an improvement from their previous one. I just really like the mesh on the outside. My main gripe about it is that the interior is still black. And, man, if you make a bag that's, I think, I don't know, more than like 27 liters in capacity, the interior should not be black, because if you lose something in there, like, I don't know, kind of good luck finding it. It's just a pain in the butt.
It's gone forever.
Yeah. And, I mean, I'll give a quick little shout out to ADV. This is like a bag that I'm currently co-developing. It should be, like, you should be seeing and hearing more about it 2024, but I was essentially testing that and using that for like the last quarter of 2023, and I really like that bag. So I know I've talked about it before, guys. Just stay patient. I'm getting to it. I promise.
It's coming.
It's coming.
All right. This one I think was probably more targeted at me because I don't think you've had any, but it was what flavor of chomps is your favorite?
I think.
I don't even know which one I gave you. Well, if you've only had one, kind of hard for you to say which flavor is the best.
This is true. So
for me, it's probably the taco or jalapeno one. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with any of them, but if I had to pick to only eat one, it'd probably be one of those two.
Dang. I didn't know you liked the jalapeno. Like you like a little bit of the spiciness?
To be honest, those aren't that spicy. Okay. It's just enough to where it like adds some good flavor. I do like spicy food, but I can't go like over the top.
For some reason, I thought you did not like spicy food.
No, I'm totally fine with it.
No, it was just that one story when you told me that, okay, I remember now. It was when your sister learned how to speak Chinese, fluent Chinese, and decided to go to your favorite Chinese takeout spot and order the food you normally get that you guys love and devour. She ordered in Chinese and they made it super spicy and you guys couldn't eat it anymore. That's the one, right?
Yes. Well, the thing is I'll still eat it, but it's definitely past my tolerance, and then I just I enjoy it and suffer at the same time.
I did also notice you've been enjoying the hot sauce from Bread and Butter that came in your Loco box. You crushed that.
It's really good. I haven't even hit the paddle yet, but that hot sauce is almost gone.
Oh my gosh. Chris over here is the type of dude to buy the hot sauce, and the paddle is the bonus. Like, oh yeah, this is my favorite hot sauce. It just happens to come with the paddle. Thanks. Yeah.
I should do a review on it, and that's what I should say. I'll be like, yeah, this hot sauce came with a pickleball paddle. That's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's really so funny. Okay. Oh, next question. Oh, this was definitely directed at me. Is this Danny? Danny had to ask this question. Has anyone given Will the golden pickle? Oh my gosh.
This was from Instagram, and I saw it and was like, yeah, it has to be the guy that golden pickled him.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, Danny, if you're listening to this, Danny and Maximilian gave me and my buddy Chan the golden pickle. Like, we were playing, and I'm pretty sure, and like, my partner, his name is Chan, and Chan is a good player, but I think his paddle was delaminated or broken because it was making this weird sound, and some of his balls were going out. Some of them were just not landing where they usually go. So I think, anyways, not to be the full excuse, but yeah, I didn't even know we were about to be golden pickle. Maybe I would have tried harder, but as soon as the game ended, because sometimes like, what's the score? And I ask, and sometimes I'm playing rec, I just kind of like just go through the motions, and then we lose this point, and then this guy named Daniel Pune, who probably is the one who asked this question, was like, yes, whoa, golden pickle, and I'm like, what? No way. And then here's the worst thing. Well, not really the worst thing. All right, I'm recording this match. And then, because I'm testing out paddles, right? So I record this match. I go up to the camera. I was like, I can't believe I just got golden pickle. Yeah, this footage is never seeing the light of day. And then I turn off my camera, okay? And then I slowly like turn my head to the rest of the guys over there. And then I was like, yeah, no one's ever going to see this. So as I slowly turn my head around, okay, Max, the other guy who's playing with us, who golden pickled me, he like slowly turns off his camera, the record button on his camera. He's like, yeah, this is definitely going out there. And I'm like, I'm just glad your first getting golden pickled wasn't with me. Now I can now say I wasn't the first one to get Will golden pickled.
Yeah, no, I think it's time to find a new career, That's what it's about to be. John hit me up afterwards and texted me. He's like, hey, Will, I just want to let you know that this is the first time I've also been golden pickled. And I couldn't think of somebody better to have been golden pickled with than you. And I'm like, oh, thanks for the solace in that comment. I'm never playing with you ever again, John. Fine, get yourself a new paddle.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Oh, that's great. All right. The next one is, will eyewear become mandatory? And then there was some additional in this. It was, just talking about like, is the power of paddles getting too much, and is like eyewear, going to become more of a thing? And honestly,
yes.
I don't think it's ever going to become mandatory. I can't see tournaments forcing it, but I will say it's becoming significantly more normal to see, because I would go places, and if I saw someone with eyeglasses, it's not that I was surprised, but they kind of stood out. I was like, oh, okay, the one person wearing glasses. Now I go to a facility, and it's not the majority. They're definitely not wearing them, but there's enough people where I'm like, okay, this is clearly more normal than it has been in the past. And I've been wearing some glasses indoors. It's mostly for blocking blue light, but I have been wearing it to double as eye protection as well. And then in the summer, I'm always wearing sunglasses, which same thing, block sun, and also I don't want to get hit in the eye.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be mandatory, but I think they'll be like highly recommended. Or I don't know, what if you go to a tournament and now part of your waiver that you sign is like, we're not responsible. I mean, I think that might already be part of.
It probably is already
part of the waiver form. Mm-hmm.
What's kind of your opinion? Because like I don't think I've ever seen, outside of like maybe sunglasses, I haven't ever seen you wear protective eyewear. But would you ever wear, or are you opposed to wearing like just like clear ones indoors?
No, I'm not opposed to it. I think it depends on maybe the situation a little bit more. If I'm going indoors and the lighting is kind of bad, and I know I'm playing some really high level games, like I might wear it. And I should, at the very least, I should probably just keep some in my bag,
if there's a close call or something, I should just like put it on. It's like, okay, it's not worth it to risk.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, especially, with like the gearbox this year, it's just kind of like, dang, man, it's not worth it for, some ego or pride to like feel like you're silly wearing these. I'm like, I'd rather just keep my eye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't be like fully blind. You're already colorblind, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be fully blind.
Exactly. We wouldn't want that. All right. Next up, what's something this year that dramatically improved your play? Okay. You have some for these?
Yeah, for me, I don't know if I would say dramatically, but I feel like it was just small things that kind of, it made me more aware in certain situations. And I just found myself thinking about it a lot when I play these days is one, like dinking the ball more middle, especially when you get stretched out on the forehand or the backhand side. Cause like I would probably just try and whip it really far back cross court when I'm out of position. And, when we were at the Briones camp, like we focused on this quite a bit. And like, as I've started doing this more, I've just found that it allows me to get back into the point more, or I'm not doing something stupid, or I even just see other people try and do too much with that shot. And either I can put it away, or like if it's my partner or something, you just see how it messes things up, or has the potential to if they don't hit it perfectly. So resetting to the middle has just, I feel like it's just been a good improvement in consistency for my game. And then also being more aware of my footwork, which is still needs to be improved. But just when I think about it and I'm thinking about moving my feet, I find that I play better than when I'm not aware of it.
Nice. Yeah, no. You've improved like a ton this year. I might have to go back and rewatch that video when I first met you and we played singles.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, your footwork was pretty bad. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you ever go back and watch that sometimes and you're like, oh my gosh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know when the last time I did was, but that definitely happens. And I'm like, oh, gosh. This is really bad.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I would say learning how to properly like speed up off the bounce, or knowing when to let it bounce, step back, and then like load up to like speed up. And I learned that from Jordan. I think that's been a huge game changer for me, being able to play more aggressively. I just now need to implement that and learn that more on the backhand side. I have been using, I guess, my two hands more for resets and even for dinking, a little bit more. And then now I've been slowly incorporating it into my volleys as well, like my swing volleys, to be more aggressive at the kitchen line. I think those are the biggest game changers for me right now. But if I had to pick one of them, it would definitely be the step back and speeding up on the bounce.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was definitely a good upgrade for your game. Now, if you can learn to do it on the backhand side,
yes, I'll be a menace, a true menace.
That's right.
All right.
Last question we got on here is, saw someone on YouTube mention this. They just wanted to know what equipment we use to record some of our videos and some of the software we use. And it's largely the same between you and I. We both use Premiere Pro to edit our videos. I think if you're new to editing videos, to be honest, I would probably start in Resolve.
DaVinci
I think
Resolve.
These days. Yeah.
Agreed.
It's free. There is a paid version of it, but most people don't need it, and it's a one-time fee. Adobe is going to be a monthly fee, and like Resolve is just generally more powerful these days. Like if I was starting over, I would probably start there, but I'm used to Premiere now. I've been using it for like 10 years. I'm not switching.
Let's see. Camera gear. I know you have some other camera gear, but I know both of us use the Sony FX30. I've been having some technical difficulties with my camera. The last 2 episodes couldn't get my thing in focus, and I found the problem, which I did troubleshoot with you. I was like, when I touch the screen, usually it's supposed to focus on the point that I touch, but it doesn't. Mine turns my camera into manual focus, and then I become out of focus, and it doesn't turn back unless I cancel it. So I must have accidentally hit my screen, and it didn't do that before, so I don't know what's going on, but hope.
Well, I'm just saying, you only get 3 strikes before you're out. If this one's out of focus,
No, I mean, you get 3 strikes for the year, and then next year, so this is the last one, so even if it messes up, I'll be good for the following year.
It just restarts.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really funny. But yeah, I also use some FX30s. That's usually what I use. I mean, that's a lot of what I use for the pod and also a lot of the gameplay these days. But when we're filming on court or some of our B-roll, we also use the Canon R3, which honestly it's overkill for most people. But to do 4K 120 and some other things, I just think it looks a little nicer on that one. But other than that, I mean, we've both got like a key light that we use. You can always buy like a Godox SL60, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Or an Aperture 120D.
Yeah. And there's also, I guess, less expensive versions of those lights now that are like pretty much give out the same output, but they're like half the price now. You know, I think when I got my 120D, when it was like brand new, it was like $800. And now I think like the Aperture or Amaran like 100DS or something is like the same exact output, but it's literally like $200. And I'm like, wow, you guys are lucky out here.
Yeah, prices definitely come down a lot, but I think that's like the main equipment. I mean, I use a Shure SM7B for the mic, and
I forgot what I use. Audio-Technica AT.
You use like an Audio-Technica
2020.
mic.
Yeah, that thing's like $120. It's pretty good for what you pay for. I was thinking about upgrading, but I was like, is it necessary? Not really. But honestly, if you are going to try and make content, like if you have like an iPhone 12 or above or any modern smartphone, and then you just get a good mic, I mean, the DJI wireless mics that we use or similar ones from like Rode or like Hollyland will work. And if you get a good light, like you're pretty much set, I would say. I mean, remember like our good buddy Kyle Kazuda, that pickleball guy. I'm pretty sure he still films on his iPhone. I know he upgraded recently to the latest one, but he had the DJI mics, and look at the content he's pushing out. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. He is the true definition of content is king.
For sure.
Your equipment. He's just a DJI mic and iPhone. He's probably got the cheapest setup of any of the high-end content creators.
And he's got more subs.
And he's absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, more subs, more interactions, more engagement than like most of us. I think you probably rival him.
He has more subs than literally every single paddle reviewer combined.
Yeah, so he's got it down. Go watch Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle.
Kyle's a legend.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that's all the questions we got. Will, do you have anything else you want to add before we wrap the year?
Yeah, you've officially made it to the kitchen. I'm going to just tell 2 stories of my time here back at home, okay? And the first one is, like, I've been meeting all my, like, friends here and some of my cousins who don't really play pickleball. And some of them, like one of them, saw a photo that was reposted by somebody else, and I think it was from either Danny or this guy I met. His name is Coy, and he posted it and he tagged me in it, and he said, oh, when a celebrity comes into town. And my cousin saw that and he's like, I didn't know you knew this guy Coy, but you're a celebrity? What? And so I met up with them for dinner, and they're just kind of, I don't know, in awe. And then they're like, we haven't really played pickleball, but we have a lot of friends that play like a lot of pickleball. I wonder if they know you. So my cousin Valina and her friend Julia was like, let's hit up our buddy, see if he knows you. And they texted him. I think his name is Femi. And he's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I know that guy. I saw him in Arlington like last year. And I was like, oh, that's that dude from YouTube. And then Julia and Valina sent a selfie of us to him. And he was like, oh my gosh, you're a clout god. Like, for sending me this picture. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I just made fun of them. They're cloud gods for like the rest of the time I've been here. So that's like one story.
That's funny.
Yeah, even my family, like my aunts and uncles too, they're like, what's Will doing right now? And then some of my cousins like, oh yeah, dude, he's a celebrity now in the pickleball space. He's like, what? Will? Celebrity? And then, I don't know, I think they're still amazed. They're like, you're paying your bills with YouTube? And I'm like, yes.
That's so funny. Okay,
one last story. This is a very embarrassing story, but I was playing pickleball, and this lady and like her daughter, they came up to talk to me. They're like, oh yeah, love the pod, love the reviews. And then I was talking to the lady, and we were talking about I think like Kevlar in paddles, right? Because it's kind of like the new hot thing. And she's like, is it overhyped? Should I worry about it? This. And then I was like, well, I don't know how like the conversation ended, but basically I said, you do have Kevlar in the face, but you also have Kevlar in the core. And we started talking about the Pro Drive Ghost because that has a Kevlar core, or like a Nomex or Aramid, whatever core. And you know, I don't know if you hit with that paddle, but it's very kind of poppy when you're at the kitchen line, but it doesn't hit that hard from the back of the court, right? So I said something along the lines, I was like, yeah, this paddle is pretty good. It's pretty poppy, but I have a tough time getting penetration when I hit it from the back. And I was like, pause. Okay. I didn't even realize I said it, but like her daughter was trying really hard not to giggle, and like it's just so awkward. I was so mortified. I was like, yeah, I need to check out of this conversation real quick. I don't think the lady noticed, but I was like, yeah, have a good day. You know, jetted out of there like as fast as I could.
That's so bad.
No, you're telling me you weren't there.
That's so bad, dude. I would just be praying that the person had no idea what he just said.
Maybe they did, and they're just trying to spare me the extra embarrassment. But yeah.
That would be very nice of them. But I can see, I was almost going to say, how could it get worse than the golden pickle from earlier? But I can now see how it would get worse.
It's been a time since I've been here. I'm telling you, golden pickled, embarrassing moments. Like, shoot.
Oh my gosh.
It's rough,
dude. That's crazy. That's a good way to end the year right there.
Yeah, no, it is. Yep. Happy New Year's, everybody. Thank you for
You're going to have to be extra careful when you give paddle recommendations from now on.
This is why I have you as editor, because there's probably things that I say all the time on the pod, and you're like, yeah, edit that out. Will's being absurd.
Thankfully, most of the time you're pretty good. The only time I ever have to cut something out is like when there was like early info on like a launch that shouldn't be. But like even those are like pretty far and few between.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's good. Well, dude, this was an awesome year. We totaled with, actually, I'll tell this on the pod really quick for anyone who made it. We'll find out if the LA people are really dedicated. We got our podcast stats in. We ended with 53 podcasts for the year, did one every single week. And then it also told us our top cities that listen to our podcast. And LA was number one. Yeah. They are actually our biggest fan.
Shout out to LA and SoCal. Let's go.
Minnesota barely squeaked into that list. I think they were last on the like top 5, and then it was like North Carolina, Texas, and I think there was one more, but I'm completely blanking on what it was. But yeah, LA had the top.
Let's go.
So
let's go.
Let's do it. So that's all we got, guys. We really appreciate you guys supporting and listening to the podcast this year. It was a ton of fun. Will and I are now about to go and enjoy a month-long break from the pod, so you're not going to hear from us in January, but we will be back in February. We're looking forward to it. Thanks again. And we'll see you next year.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Latest.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Peace.